Yes, yes. Good morning, everybody. Hope we're all good. Hope we're all doing well. It's match day, people. It's another massive game. Arsenal v Everton. Bit of, if you want to call it, even though it don't work like that in football, home advantage. But let's go and make it 10. Let's go and make this today 10 clear. Let's not let's not mess this chance up. What we've got. Man City have gave us another chance by drawing to Nottingham Forest. So let's go and capitalise on this. Yes, obviously Man City will play after us against West Ham, but let's go and get our job done. Let's make it 10 clear tonight and let's just give ourselves a bit of breathing space. Obviously, with 7 points clear, yes, it's a nice little gap, but let's not mess this up today. Let's not go and let City back in. Let's not today go and think, shit, we could have gone 10 clear. Now we've ended up losing and now it's back to 4 points. Let's not bring any unneeded pressure today. Let's go today and really put a fantastic performance in. I want to see Arsenal play like we did against Aston Villa in the second half, which I think was 30th of December. That was incredible performance. In the second half against Aston Villa, we was absolutely brilliant. At the time, Aston Villa was the most informed team in the Premier League, and we ran all over them. And you just think, where did that come from? It was like a little, it was click at fingers, and a switch just happened at half time. They came out, we was showing more intensity, more urgency. We were playing with a lot more freedom. The way we were passing, it was so much faster. The slide tackles from us was near enough perfectly timed. We were stronger in our tackles. We were stronger on the ball. We were faster than Aston Villa. We were just truly more dominant than Aston Villa. We owned them, and I want to see that performance. Arteta University. Good morning. Good morning, Arteta. Today I want to see a proper performance. I want to see today a performance what tells me these players want this Premier League title. They want this Premier League title. Don't be thinking about a Leverkusen in the week for the return leg and then the cup final against Man City. Do not be thinking about that whatsoever. Let's go and win this game. Let's put pressure on Manchester City because as I always say, and it's facts, how it goes. If Man City catch you, that's it. The moment they get in front of us and take even a 1 point lead of us in that league title, that'll be it. It'll be done and dusted. City always catch you, but you don't catch them. Don't let Man City in tonight. Do not let Man City in. Imagine if Man City do not beat West Ham and West Ham take all 3 points and our job is done before when we play at 5:30 and they play at 8 o'clock. Imagine if Man City do not beat West Ham tonight and we've gone and beat Everton. Even me, I will turn around and say, even though me and so many other people, thousands of other Arsenal fans have said every single season we won't win the league, we've been correct. That's just, it's facts. We've been right. But I will turn around tonight and say, I'm 90% confident now that Arsenal will go on to win the league if we reach 10 points. If we get a 10-point gap, I would 90% confident put my hands up and say Arsenal's going to win the league because 10 points is big. It's just big. Our defence can turn up anytime, and we know this. When our defence is on it, it's on it. Yes, we've shown some stupidity in the last few games. Our concentration is really showing at times, and you think, fuck, why did he concede that goal? We've been complacent, but when that switch goes and that defence turns up, we can go on a 3 or 4 game unbeaten run without even conceding a goal. We know this. We know this. We can go 4 games without conceding any single goal in any competition. So we need to be level-headed tonight. We haven't got players what's won league titles at Arsenal. We know this. We haven't got a manager he's never been a manager before. He's never won anything in his managing career. He's never had a cap for Spain. So it is a bit tricky because whereas Man City players, even Foden, Johnny Stones, they've won trebles for Man City. They've won doubles. Kovacic, who hasn't even kicked a ball for Man City, has won a treble. He's won trophies. He's won a Champions League, I think, at Real Madrid. So it is sometimes, and I don't like saying this, it's like the blind leading the blind at Arsenal. When these players need that inspiration and look over to the touchline, ideally you want to see a guy, which would be a manager, looking back at you saying, this is how you do it. We need to break this team down. We have to change something at half time. 4-3-3 isn't working against Everton, for example. We must try something different just to get a goal because it's not working. But with Arteta, do I trust it? No, I don't, because when we played Nottingham Forest away, he didn't even change anything against a Sean Dyche Nottingham Forest, who Sean Dyche soaks defending up for a living. He did it when he was Burnley manager. So I don't trust Arteta. It's just facts, because he's never even won anything major, really, in his career as a player. He's never even had a cap for Spain. So ideally, you would want, in this time, a manager on that touchline what's been there and done it and won things and knows how to get these players over the line. If they are struggling in a game, he would be the man who you would say, look, lads, it's not working. This is what we need to change now. We've got a serious game here where we can go 10 clear. Let's take care of our own work. It's not working. I want to change this. But will Arteta do that? Well, in the past, no, he hasn't. And this season, so many times, we've needed something. We've needed that top elite manager's touch where he can be like, this isn't working. We have to change formation. So hopefully we don't run into these scenarios, because if we go and blow this league title again, it will just be disastrous. I mean, if we win even if we won an FA Cup and a Carabao Cup, the pundits, the rival fans, so many Arsenal fans will just keep turning around and saying, what is wrong with this team? What is wrong with this manager? He's going to be having 7 years in December the 19th/20th, spending 980/1.3 billion, whichever you do, pounds or dollars. He's been given everything, and he still can't get this team over the line to win a Premier League or Champions League. So let's hope we really turn up today and put confidence into people like me and prove me wrong. Because what I'm seeing is so many shambolic, pathetic performances where we are scraping games and getting away with it. And it's facts. It's not me pretending to be like pretending something or making something up or being negative. So many other Arsenal fans agree as well. If you look at games, we are scraping. Especially when you've seen Arsenal win 3 titles like I have, and I've watched the Arsenal's 97-98 team, where we had games won 8 times by half-time. And that then, if you can win and get a comfortable margin by half-time in games, it allows you to go and rest players. But we're making hard work of games, and it's stopping us from resting players, because we needed Eze on against 1 week today, Mansfield Town in FA Cup. We needed Eberechi Eze to come on and save the day. We shouldn't have been playing them at all. So that's where I'm at, people. I'll show you my lineup and then I'll just get into the comments. This is something I'm going with today. It's different. Normally, I'm a bit shocked I'm playing him, but this is the lineup I've gone for today. Let me just show you. This is what I want to see. We know the back four takes care of itself. Sometimes it can be different, but I've made it different today. Ben White, I think today, bring Ben White in. Because I want to go all out against Everton. I don't want to make hard work of it. I want to get the job done, and he will bring more attacking prowess, providing Mikel Arteta allows it. But he can attack, and his delivery is fantastic. Some of the balls he springs into the box are really, really good. Now, we don't know if he's going to be a bit rusty because he keeps getting injured, which, I mean, he needed knee surgery, I think, 2 years ago, and apparently he didn't have it straight away. So again, did Arteta play him into ground? Christian Norgard, please, people, don't keep treating this guy like a youth team player. He's an international footballer. He's the ex-captain of Brentford. He's more disciplined than Zubimendi. He's more controlled than Zubimendi. He's stronger than Zubimendi. Stop using this player like a youth team player. It's becoming embarrassing. He deserves to be playing, and he should have played against Wolves at the Emirates. Instead, Arteta went with Zubimendi and Declan Rice at home, whereas it should have just been Norgard on his own and Eze, and at the time, which he still should be in the squad, Ethan Nwaneri. But yeah, there we go. Arteta would lay in a bath in a life jacket. Kai Havertz, something I wouldn't really ask for in the team, but I want him in. I want to just bring a bit more muscle into the middle, and obviously he's got a bit of attacking attributes. Not the best at anything really. Bit of a decent pass on him, decent finish sometimes. Madueke, I want him to cause problems and drive at the Everton defence with intensity and urgency. Yes, his end product, it just never is fully there consistently, but he will cause problems. And it's crazy because I'm even dropping Saka for this, which I would never do. Gyökeres stays, and something I didn't want to ever do, play Eze on the left wing. But if this is what it's come to, people, then yeah, I'm gonna have to play Eze on left wing. So that's my lineup. Hope everybody's good. Good morning to everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Right, Arteta 8 University. Good morning. Good morning, Arteta 8 University. Maximax, morning, Rich. Arsenal need to win the match against Everton. It's a must-win to secure the title. Maxi, absolutely, pal. It is. It is. If we mess this up today, and by 8 o'clock tonight, we end up going back to 4 points in front of Man City only, they just don't want it. We ain't got a manager. What can change things? Let's say if we're struggling and we need something, a different dimension, and it's crying out for a different formation or something through game, it just proves this manager's just not capable of doing it, or these players' mentality, it's just not there. And then you've got Man City, where so many players have won a treble in that team. They've won doubles, they've won Champions Leagues. I mean, do you know what I mean? I want by 8 o'clock tonight to be saying, well, I say this because obviously Man City, I don't think they'll lose to West Ham, but I want by 8 o'clock tonight, 10 o'clock, 10 past 10 tonight, let's just say 10:30. I want by 10:30 tonight to say, we did our job, we were brilliant, we turned up, and we proved that we want this Premier League title for the first time in now 22 years. So that's what I want to see tonight. That's what I want to. That's what I want to be knowing tonight. By 10:30, my team turned up. They did me proud. They put on an 11 out of 10 performance, and they've shown that they've been really bad in the last few games, scraping games. But today, we did our job, and for a little bit of time, we went 10 points clear. Now it's over to Man City, and if Man City obviously win, then it goes back to 7 points. But at least we did our job. If we won't fumble this with even a draw or a loss, it will tell you something about this Arsenal Football Club today. It will tell you if it's a game where we need a different form, just tweak something, do something different, cause David Moyes an headache. It will tell you this manager is not capable of doing it, and these players' mentality is just not there. If we play like we did against Aston Villa in that second half, I think it was December 30th, then Arsenal's going to run all over Everton today. But will we turn up and play like that? If we play like we did against Tottenham home and away, we'll run all over Everton. Atletico Madrid will run all over Everton. Inter Milan will run all over Everton. Bayern Munich will run all over Everton. But if we turn up and play like we did against Liverpool home and away, Wolves home and away, Forest away, Chelsea away, Man United at home, kind of Bournemouth away, Brighton just hanging on a little bit at times, then Everton will definitely get a draw out of us. So I don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. That's all I keep saying. People ask for score predictions from me, and I just say, look, it's facts that you can't tell me Arsenal have been fantastic in so many games this season. So that's why I don't give score predictions. But my guy, Darkside Gooner, he got a prediction out of me, and I said, if we play like we did against Aston Villa in the second half, I think, like I keep saying, I think it was December 30th. we will run all over Bayer Leverkusen. But if we play like we did against the teams that I've just mentioned, it's too many to mention, then Bayer Leverkusen will do a number on us, because before we played Bayer Leverkusen had took the lead 22 times in all competitions this season. Now it's 23. They've took the lead 23 times in all competitions this season. So that's just a bit of a warning. When they come to Emirates, they will probably come at us again, and not fear us. So, and also Everton this season have took the lead in 20 games, I think it is, this season, and they've gone on to win 14 times. So, and David Moyes knows Arteta 100% from Everton. That they're not going to be pushed about. No chance. We might run all over them. We might turn up and play really good, but they won't be pushed about. So we've got to do our job. We've got to be on it. Right, let me just stop sharing this team lineup for a bit. Right, there we go. Big up to everybody in the chat. Please smash the likes and subscribe, people. Working my way to 800 subs. Max Cup double is meaningless. Absolutely, bro. And we'll get Arteta sacked. EPL is a must-have. Champions League will be good. There we go. That's what I'm saying. If you'd have said this, 3 seasons ago, if Arsenal win a cup double and a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup, you'd be like, of course it's good. Like this season, this is our first time we're reaching Wembley in 6 years. To be at Wembley twice and lift a cup, do that twice, it would be fantastic. But unless it's a Premier League and a Champions League this season, then it's unacceptable. It's not a major trophy. It's not. It's got to be the Premier League or Champions League. It's simple as that. And me, who don't like Arteta, I've even said if we win the Champions League, I would say Arteta deserves a statue outside the Emirates. So yeah, man, absolutely, Max. An FA Cup and Carabao Cup is not good enough. Mike Clockend, big up to you. Good to see you in the chat, Mike. Good morning, my guy. Good morning to everybody. Everybody's doing good. Robbie Hyle, good morning, fella. Middle England's finest. Is this the post DJB nocturnal feast? Yeah, we are the herd. I'm not sure, but at DJB, what a legend. I watched his channel last night for a bit. That we've keep saying it, but I don't know how it can happen yet with the timing, but we'll definitely do a stream together, me and DJB, sometime, whenever it can happen. I don't know. Andy, I totally agree with the midfield. I don't know what Zubi does these days. Rice has to cover for him all the time. This is it, Andy. And Rice is blowing out his arse, mate. Rice is struggling all time. He's constantly running on empty towards end of game, and he still gives that last jump up for header, last reach of the ball, that last slide tackle. Yesterday against Bayer Leverkusen, he ran back into the centre-back position and fetched the ball twice. Yes, I know sometimes it's his job to cover for Gabriel Saliba sometimes, of course, especially from set pieces, but like if we've had a corner or anything, but he's there. Even if he's struggling, Declan Rice will never, ever give up. And that's why Declan Rice, when I see him, I just say, Arsenal's captain. When I see these people, these typical people posting on Twitter, and they mention Martin Odegaard as captain, I'm like, what captain? Martin Odegaard, captain. Martin Odegaard's weakest captain in football I've ever seen. It's an embarrassment to Arsenal Football Club to wear that armband when you think Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry has been the captain. So today, like I said, we've got to see this is it. Who's our true leader? Who's the guy with that grit? Who's that guy with that warrior attitude? That's meant to be your captain, yeah? We ain't got one. We don't have one unless it's Declan Rice or Gabriel. Our captain's a mouse. He goes missing. If someone tackles him, it's like, I can't be asked to get that. I can't be bothered to fetch it. Like Declan Rice would run through fire for Arsenal. So would Gabriel, and that to me is a proper captain. A captain is someone who's vocally heard, shows no nonsense, will implement fear into his own teammates if they're not playing well, and he will grab that fucking game by the scruff of the neck. And Martin Odegaard, you call Martin Odegaard Arsenal captain? Nah, mate. Nah. I've seen more leadership in a goldfish than what I have with Martin Odegaard. Robbie Ayo, we've winged and winged it today against Moyes' beast drilled team in the league. Be ready for a kicking. The bollocks the Toffees are have in it. Know what I mean? Absolutely, Robbie. Yeah, man. Yeah, they'll kick us about. They will. You're right there. And David Moyes, he'll be someone who will just soak the pressure up, and then they'll catch us on a counter attack somewhere. That's what I'm saying. Everton are very well. Look how good they've got now at times since David Moyes has gone back. I mean, the lineup I've just posted, well, not posted, but shown, it's definitely not going to be that. Arteta won't do that. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be. I mean, people keep telling me about Trossard and that. Again, all the typical profiles on Twitter. Is this, is that, is great good, he's fantastic, he's brilliant. He can be a super sub. Trossard can be. He's unpredictable. At times, he's got really good finish on him. But Trossard hasn't scored for Arsenal since we beat Aston Villa in second half. Since, in my personal opinion, it was Arsenal's best performance of the season. That's last time Trossard scored for Arsenal. But yet, the moment he scores a couple of goals or something, all these people on Twitter like Hagen, Adam Keys, Roy Talks Bollocks, Igal, they make out these players are fantastic, the best in the world. Trossard's he's gone missing since 30th of December, I think it is, when Arsenal played Aston Villa, and we played absolutely incredible that second half. That's the last time Trossard scored for Arsenal, I think. And he's gone missing since that. So all these people, we know for a fact they just work for Arsenal anyway. And they get freebies, etc. But people like me and people in the chat, we say, well, Trossard's not that good, is he? That's what he does every season. He goes through a spell where he'll play fantastic for 6 or 7 games, 5, 6, 7 games, maybe score 4 or 5 goals, and then you don't see nothing on him. He goes missing for about 8 to 10 games. And here we are again, but yet these people like Adam Keys, Rory Talks Bollocks, Igal, Tom Canton and all that, they think just because they've got all these followers and subscribers, anything they say, they're always right. But if you look at facts from season after season, they're always wrong. Now, they might be right this season. We might win a Premier League. We might win another trophy, whatever. But every single season, they get everything wrong. Do you know what I mean? But yet they claim to be such top people. Oh, I can't be touched. I've got all these followers and subscribers. Yeah, but talk to me about Arsenal. Talk to other people about Arsenal. Let's talk about David Dein, the Mr. Arsenal, what turned up at Arsenal in 1983 and brought 16.6% shares to invest in Arsenal Football Club, to then meet Arsene Wenger in 1989 at the cocktail lounge, while your wife, Barbara Dean, was talking to Arsene Wenger, who at the time, Arsene Wenger, in 1989, was the manager of Monaco, and he was passing by, and he came and watched Arsenal in a North London derby, Arsenal v Tottenham, and Arsene Wenger was in the cocktail lounge. Next minute, Barbara Dean's talking to Arsene Wenger, and she introduces her husband, which is David Dein, and that's how David Dein and Arsene Wenger started talking. And in 1989, Mr. Arsenal, the biggest legend at Arsenal probably ever, I would say, is responsible for bringing Arsenal globally to where it was, to where it is now. If it wasn't for David Dein, Arsenal probably wouldn't be nowhere near in a financial position as what we are now. And him and 4 other people was responsible for inventing the Premier League. So if you don't know who David Dein is, and you want to know who David Dein is, and you're an Arsenal fan, I suggest you do your own work and just look at an incredible icon, a footballing legend of Arsenal Football Club, and globally, worldwide, still to this day, who's now going around every single prison in England, which he already has, and Wales, being a motivational speaker, looking at the rehabilitation programs, everything. And in 1989, David Dein just went, I had a vision, and it said, Arsene's Arsenal. Arsene's Arsenal. So in 1989, David Dein predicted Arsene Wenger was going to be the manager of Arsenal Football Club in the future. Now, at the time, in 1989, we'd just won the league at Anfield. Everybody knows that. The famous Mickey Thomas goal. And George Graham was there. And obviously, George Graham didn't leave till 1994. So it couldn't happen. The board squashed it, etc. But then, in 1996, the famous man walked through the press conference room, and that's when everyone, and at the time, obviously, Arsene Wenger had gone to Grampus from leaving Monaco, who I think when Arsene Wenger was manager at Monaco in 1989, Glenn Hoddle was playing for him as well. And then Arsene Wenger was at Grampus in 1996, and then that's when the famous Arsene. And Arsene Wenger's first signings, I think, was Patrick Vieira and Remy Gard. And I remember Patrick Vieira's debut because it was a Monday night football, I think it was. We were playing Sheffield Wednesday. We was losing to Sheffield Wednesday at the time, and we ended up beating them 4-1. David Platt scored, and Ian Wright scored an hat-trick. And David Dein was responsible for bringing so much talent to this football club. The Thierry Henrys, everybody, you name it. He would go around all over the world to scout how people's networks going on, to check players out, to see what we could bring to Arsenal, everything. He is Mr. Arsenal. And how he hasn't got a statue outside the Emirates is an absolute disgrace. And this club took the absolute piss out of him because when he was turning up for work, 2007, in fact, in 2007, when we moved to the Emirates in 2006, the stadium cost 400 million. He said, we're going to run into a problem here. We need financial help. We need some muscle. We need somebody to help us. And that's when the Kroenkes kind of came to town, where they started dipping the toes in the water with the shares in 2007, 2009. Obviously, they came full owners in 2018. But David Dein knew Arsenal needed help. He says we had to keep paying the players. We had to keep buying players. And we had a debt. Obviously, the stadium cost 400 million. We needed help. He needed some investment. That's where the Kroenkes came to the table. And these bastards, these fucking bastards, Kroenkes in 2007, when they first can dip the toes in the water, on April the 18th in 2007, David Dein turned up to work and he said, you are no longer welcome. And by 5 p.m., that was it. That was it. His phone was blocked. Everything. It's to look back and think how Arsenal Football Club could do that to this guy. What is responsible for making Arsenal what it is today, and it always will be. Without David Dein, he was in and for the people. Invented the Premier League by, after the Hillsborough disaster, going to a grieving parents' house of two girls what died on that day, and he stood on their doorstep, just going to someone's house. Obviously, what was part of the Hillsborough disaster, he stood on that doorstep of those grieving parents' house who lost their two girls, I think it was, and he said, football can no longer happen like this. Something has to change in football. It can no longer go on like this. And that's when David Dein and four other people, someone from Everton, someone from Liverpool, someone from Tottenham, Greg Dyke, I think the ex-FA chairman, I think, or something like that, turned around and all clubbed together, met together, and that's when the Premier League came to the table. And in 2007, April 2007, 18th of April, when David Dein had just been kicked out from Arsenal Football Club from being there since 1983, him and Arsene Wenger lived over the road from each other, crossroad from each other. Arsene Wenger went over to David Dein's house and he said in 2007, people might not know this, in 2007, Arsene Wenger turned around to David Dein and said, I want to leave Arsenal, David. We've come together. Obviously, everybody knows how much friendship they built together. It was very good. And Arsene Wenger turned around to David Dein and said, I want to leave Arsenal. For what's just happened, I want to go. If you're gone, I'm going. And you know what David Dein turned around and said? what an absolute legend of the footballing game he really is. And for Arsenal, he turned around and said, Arsene, you cannot leave Arsenal. Arsenal needs you right now. If you go, Arsenal will crumble. After just being kicked out of a football club, what still to this day hurts him big time, and he turned around to Arsene Wenger and says, you must not leave Arsenal. They need you right now. I mean, what a legend. What a guy. And he's obviously he's got a box at Arsenal. He still goes, but it still hurts him to this day. And still to this day, right now, he's fighting for 18 teams in the Premier League. I mean, what a legend! What a true footballing icon, legend for Arsenal Football Club. And he should have a statue outside the Emirates, and he should become a Sir for what he's done for the English game. An absolute icon, an incredible footballing legend for what he has done for Arsenal, the English Premier League, just globally, worldwide, everything. He would even go on holiday where Patrick Vieira would go on holiday to keep him away from any team like, approaching Patrick Vieira. David Dein used to go on holiday kind of near where Patrick Vieira would be staying to stop him from going, because Real Madrid was after Patrick Vieira every single season. So if you want to watch that interview, go and watch that David Dein interview. It's on for about 55 minutes, I think, or something like that, maybe a little bit longer, with Jake Humphries, who used to present on BT Sport. It's an incredible interview. That's when Arsenal was the Arsenal, when it was the Arsenal, when we didn't hear things like Tom Canton talking and Igal and Eduardo Egan and Rory talks bollocks. That was the Arsenal where David Dein, Peter Hillwood, who's no longer with us, Danny Frisman, who's no longer with us, Keith Feldman, Lady Needy Bracewell-Smith, and Ken Fryer, who I think has just turned 91, and he still goes to the Emirates. I think he's 91 or 92, but he's past 90. So yeah, man. I mean, I just love it. The interview were brilliant. Just took me back to thinking, that's why I've been an Arsenal fan for 34 years, just remembering that. And I'm so annoyed that I only got to go to Ivory once. Robbie Isle, sorry, I've seen that one. And Gay and Garner are serious players, yeah. I mean, great to bring Gay back from PSG, and they won it. I mean, that's been good that leaving, going to PSG, I think, for a couple of seasons and bringing him back. Our serious players, Garner looks like the next Rice. They'll dominate Zubi. Yeah, they will. They'll push him about. Zubi forcing Rice to cover for Zubi and leaving Eze isolated, just passing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that great point, mate, Andy. And that's it. And I don't know. I can't remember specifically, but just lately, a lot of managers in the post-match interview or players are starting to say, "Yeah, we've been watching Arsenal," and you know what's bugged me when they say this? I keep hearing them say, "We've been watching Arsenal and we've looked where we can hurt them," and I'm thinking, they're getting sussed. Do you know what I mean? A lot of teams, like when they have the post-match interview, the manager or the players saying, "Yeah, we've been watching a few clips of Arsenal, and we look, we know where we can hurt them." And I'm thinking, but yet we don't hurt teams enough, and yet they're starting to hurt us. And I will say this: our concentration at times is really bad now. If you think at start of season, our defending were brilliant. We'd go on 3 or 4 games without conceding a goal. Now we're conceding maybe every 2 games at most. About every 2 games we concede now. And the concentration is dropping, man. We're conceding stupid goals. Wolves, Palace in Cup, Bayer Leverkusen. I mean, that wouldn't have happened at the start of the season. So even our defence is looking shaky. Robbie Lyle, I'm happy as Larry with no Odegaard. Yes, absolutely, my guy. Odegaard, Saka, Havertz, Martinez, Trossard, Jesus in our squad next. Passengers done with these planks, including manager. Absolutely, Robbie Lyle. Yes, my guy. I don't want to see Odegaard have that captain's armband ever again, but we know it's going to happen. Robbie Lyle, David Dein was our man. Absolutely. David Dein. He deserves a statue, Robbie, you reckon? AFC Sensuk. Hey, Rich, Arteta out. Big up to you, my guy. Absolutely, AFC. 100%, brother. 100%. Hope you well. Hope everybody's good in the chat. AFC Platt had one good season with us, filled a gap. Yeah, David Platt were a workhorse, mate. He were an engine. He were like it. Same with England. He would break through into box and get those important goals. I remember the header against Manchester United when we won 3-2. Teddy Sheringham scored 2 for Manchester United. They played in the blue kit that day. Patrick Vieira, David Platt, and Nicolas Anelka, I think, scored for Arsenal. Patrick Vieira scored where the ball was running away from him. He kind of swung his body and chipped it over Peter Schmeichel's head. Yeah, I think it would have been Schmeichel, not Barthez. If you remember, the ball was like going away from him, and he swung it in, looked like he were crossing it, and it went over Schmeichel's head, I think it was. And Teddy Sheringham scored 2 that day. Man United did play in the blue strip, and David Platt won it for us with a header. AFC getting rid of Dein was what lost our identity. Absolutely, AFC 100%. And now Arteta has took Arsenal's attacking identity away from us. Royal, I always said Arsenal Wenger's next appointment was UEFA. We got it, yeah. Top dog, and then FIFA. Wenger's knowledge and intelligence of the world game is above exceptional. Now look, don't. Absolutely, mate. 100%, 100%, absolutely. It is, Robbie. That's the thing, my guy. It's even David Dein said, look what he's got. He's got the top job in the world. He's just changed the new offside. I think he's just changed the offside rule, I think, Arsene Wenger as well. AFC, David Books is brilliant. Well, I haven't done the books, AFC. I'm just not a massive reader. I end up losing concentration. But the interview, I was just like, when I was listening to it, I'm thinking, I wish this were on for another 5 hours. I could have just sat there and listened to that all night, just listening to David Dein talk. It just took me back to when it was the famous The Arsenal. It were brilliant. It were absolutely brilliant. Robbie, nobody not Platt. He done his bit 100%. David Platt were a warrior. He was someone who wouldn't shy out. He'd make Martin Odegaard look daft. He was. If you had Martin Odegaard and David Platt now, you would give David Platt the captaincy 100 times over Martin Odegaard. So, what do we think about Saka, people? Because this is an interesting fact to know about Bukayo Saka. Now, I will say this on Bukayo Saka. There's 2 people what's ran this guy into the ground, and that is Gareth Southgate and Mikel Arteta. That's facts. Playing him constantly in friendlies and starting him and not even taking him off sometimes with Gareth Southgate. Arteta's kept him on in cup games when we've been 3-0 against, I can't remember the team specifically. Was it Preston or Bolton? And you just think, why is Saka on this pitch? So for me, Gareth Southgate and Arteta have ran Saka into the ground. He never got injured. Now he keeps getting injuries. And a grade tier 3 hamstring as it's gonna wreck his career. So I'll say this: if we don't see Saka's form improve next season, then I will turn around and say, that's it. We've seen the best version of Saka. We've already had it, and that's it. You're not going to see it again. So that's where I'm at with Saka. I think if we don't see his form improve next season, then that's it. That we've seen the best version of Saka. This season, I'll let it slide. I'll let it pass because, let's just see how it is. But if we don't see it return his form next season, to me, that's it. That will be it. We've already seen the best version. And the thing is, when you look back as well, Saka scored 6 Premier League goals this season. He only scored 6 Premier League goals last season. obviously, with the injury, etc. But the interesting thing as well is that when people mention Saka and Alexis Sanchez, I would have Alexis Sanchez over Bukayo Saka every single day at week, because Bukayo Saka has scored 79 goals for Arsenal in, I think, is it just over now, 300 appearances. And obviously, he's been at Arsenal near enough since he was a tot, since he was a tiny little guy, from day one. But he made his debut against Volta Varoska or something. I can't remember what team they called. In 2018, that was Saka's debut. So started playing in 2018, and he scored 79 goals for Arsenal. Whereas Alexis Sanchez came to Arsenal in 2014, and he left in 2018. Can't quite remember his appearance numbers, but he scored 80 goals for Arsenal from 2014 only till 2018, and he scored 80 goals for Arsenal. So when people mention Saka and Alexis Sanchez, me personally, I would have Alexis Sanchez all day long over Saka. I'd have Alexis Sanchez over any single player what we've got in the front line right now. Alexis Sanchez, to me, was someone what would have run for a brick wall for Arsenal Football Club, for any team. He had that passion about him, that no-nonsense. He had the speed, the close control, the athleticism. He had that warrior attitude. He could have been a captain for Arsenal. He wanted to win games. He got players fired up. He rattled other players. That's what you want. That's what I've grew up with as a playing football myself and watching football. And to me, Alexis Sanchez from 2014 to 2018 scored 80 goals for Arsenal. Whereas Saka made his debut against that Volta Varoska. I can't pronounce the name properly. He scored 79 goals only for Arsenal. So, I mean, it's an interesting fact. Or it might be 80 now. Saka might have scored 80 with a Brighton goal, or it could be 79. But when people keep comparing Saka and Alexis Sanchez, to me, Sanchez is levels above Saka. That's my personal opinion. Robbie, nobody not Platt. He did his bit. Absolutely. He done his bit. Robbie Lyle, I'd sell Saka immediately after World Cup. It's another Sterling. Great point. Sterling after Man City. Crystal, wake up. Get the shekels. It could be. It could be Robbie, actually. This could be another Sterling. It could be. That's an interesting point, there is. Shub, if I don't mind me calling that, Shub, need improvement in attack, need open play goals. Yeah, mate, absolutely, Shub. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're well. Do you know what? Like, when we played Tottenham and we ran through them and we scored open play goals, and Eze, Saka, and Victor Gyökeres were linking up together, it was like something I'd not seen for a long time. I'm watching it and thinking, wow, is this how we actually can score goals? Against Aston Villa, second half at Emirates, I think 30th of December. I keep using this game because it's my personal game where I personally think Arsenal, that's the best they've ever played this season against Aston Villa in second half. But like what Shubs just said, when Arsenal score open play goals, you think, wow, we actually can do it. We actually can carve open teams and run through the middle and open them up, like we did against Aston Villa, like we did against Tottenham. And it's just crazy because when you like I say, I've been an Arsenal fan 34 years. I used to love watching Arsenal and see it constantly, where we just rip teams open straight in middle, 2 or 3 passes, bang, we're through. Or Patrick Vieira would do his charging run straight through middle, or Thierry Henry would pick it up and have a run, or Dennis Bergkamp would have a bit of run. Maybe not as fast as obviously Henry, but he would start opening play up. Or Robert Pires would pick the ball up and run. Freddie Ljungberg would have a run. Mark Overmars, I mean, if he picked the ball up, he's gone. So, like what Chubbs just said, Arteta has taken something away from Arsenal. He's took the attacking identity away from Arsenal. Now, these people, like I keep mentioning many times, Tom Canton, Igal, Eduardo Egan, Roy Talkspots, they're not going to say anything because they're part of Arsenal Football Club. They get freebies from Arsenal Football Club. They're puppets to Arteta and Arsenal. They won't call it out. They won't question nothing because they're wet wipes, a lot of them. So, to me, when I look at Arsenal, I think this team now, and I keep using this as an example, if this team under Arteta were to play the Arsenal Invincibles or Arsenal's 97-98 team, the Invincibles and the 97-98 team would beat this team currently with Mikel Arteta. They would beat this team at least 7 times, maybe 8. Maybe 8. I don't see this Arteta team, if they played the Invincibles or the 97-98, I wouldn't see this team currently under Mikel Arteta beating the Invincibles in any game out of 10 or the 97-98 team. I think 97-98 team or the Invincibles would beat this team under Mikel Arteta, I would say at least 7 times, maybe 8. They would run all over him. They would rattle him, this team with Arteta. They'd be out muscling him. They'd be stronger than him. They'd be faster than him. They'd want it more. They'd have more players with more grit, more warrior attitude. Imagine Martin Odegaard coming up against Patrick Vieira, captain to captain. Wow, that'd be what a scene that would be. That'd be laughable. Martin Odegaard. I mean, even when you think about it, when you say it, captain of Arsenal, Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, and then you mention Martin Odegaard as a captain of Arsenal Football Club. It just don't. It doesn't even sound right. It's just not normal to even think those captains are mentioned, and then we've got this as our captain. Now, if Declan Rice becomes the captain, then that's good, or Gabriel. But Martin Odegaard, I mean, the weakest captain in football I have ever seen. He's a disgrace of a captain. He's an embarrassment of a captain. But when you've got Arteta and that over years, that's what it gets. All his mates get the freebies. Robbie Lyle, Pardon, Shekels, Shibang, Shalom, Robbie Lyle, Diamond, Field Diamond, every start to the end, only way to crash over the line. Yeah, Max Diamond. Yeah. I mean, I'd start Max Diamond over Madueke today, but I know it's not going to happen. And I know that team what I've put up, which I'll show you again, it won't even happen. No chance. It will not even happen. Arteta won't do it. No fight. Not a prayer. It'll be a 4-3-3. That's it. This is what I've gone with. That's my team for today. Normally, I would not pick Havertz, but I want to go all attack as much as we can and keep a bit of muscle. Obviously, Havertz will add a bit of muscle. Eze, I would never play him left wing, but today I'm like, you know what? Trial it. If that means we can have Kai Havertz, Gyökeres and Eze in the team at the same time, do it. Norgard instead of Zubimendi, because to me, why did we buy Norgard? Ex-Brentford captain, Denmark international. He gets treated like a youth team player. Do you know, we were on about this last night, on the stream last night, and I was saying, it makes me wonder, and if this is the case, which we'll never know, we'll never find out, but it makes me think that does Mikel Arteta look at these players and think, oh shit, they've won more than me. Like, does he look at Ethan Nwaneri and think Ethan Nwaneri is going to be 19 this month in March, and yet he's already won a European under-21 championship with England? Does Mikel Arteta look at these players and think that young player, Ethan Nwaneri, has achieved more than me in my career already? Arteta never even played for Spain once. I don't know if people know that. Mikel Arteta never even got one cap for Spain. That's embarrassing. That is really embarrassing. But people say, oh, yeah, but it was Xavi, it was Iniesta. I don't give a shit. It's no excuse how he's never ever even got a cap for Spain. It's not like he wasn't a known figure in Premier League when he was playing for Everton and that. So does he look at players like Miles Lewis-Skelly and think Miles Lewis-Skelly got his first cap for England and scored on his debut? Is he got some kind of hatred or something to players what have done more than him in his career? Like, does he look at Ethan Nwaneri, who, by the way, should be in this Arsenal squad, and Arteta's took the piss out of him? Miles Lewis-Skelly should be in this Arsenal team, playing more, and he's took the piss out of him. And we're in danger, people, let me just tell you, of losing both. There's a big chance now that Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri just turn around and say, you ain't taking the piss out of me, Gaffer. You're not going to take the piss out of me, not playing us in any games. Not happening. Miles Lewis-Skelly is way too good to be sitting on a bench and not getting any minutes at a football club. And so is Ethan Nwaneri. They're way too good. They're not just bench warmers. But Arteta's an absolute stubborn, smug prick. And he's taking the piss out of them. Like, Miles Lewis-Skelly's just signed a long-term contract, and I was calling it out. I said it on Twitter. I've said it on Shorts. I've said it on my street live streams. That Miles Lewis-Skelly will not stand for being on that bench at Arsenal Football Club. He will push for either a loan or to leave this club. But you get these experts like Little Igal. What are you talking about, guys? Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri, oh my God, they're so young. They're not even 20-year-old. Don't worry about it. They're not going anywhere. Igal, start talking proper football when you start talking. Simple as that. Start waking up. Stop being a suck arse and start watching football and realising how it actually works. Because in this day and age, when all us Arsenal fans post about Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly last season, when people on the radio stations are bigging up Miles Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Nwaneri, when they're all over the newspaper, do you think they don't see it? Even if they're not on social media, the families will show them things. Look at this, look how good everybody thinks you are. Everybody's bigging you up, saying how good you are. Breakout seasons for Arsenal. Do you think they don't see it? Do you think they don't hear about it? And do you think they don't take that into consideration and think, yeah, you know what? I'm too good to be sitting on a bench now. But people like Igal, these people what claim to be experts about football just because they've brainwashed that many thousands of people and they've got followers, big numbers, got subscribers, big numbers. Probably a lot of them don't even understand the first thing about football who follow and subscribe to them. Yet, someone like me and many other people, we kind of speak majority of the time. I get things wrong. I put my hands up, of course I do. But a lot of times, when I say things, it ends up being right, or it has been right. But yeah, I was telling people on Twitter, been telling everybody all season, mentioned it on here so many times. I've said it on Shorts. Miles Lewis-Skelly will leave Arsenal Football Club if he does not get first-team football. Simple as that. And there we go. He's kind of been told it, depending how true it is, he's told Arteta he's fed up and not getting any minutes and he wants first-team football. But who knew, eh? Who knew? Just someone like me, you know what I mean, who's approaching 800 subscribers. But yet, someone like Igal, who's got whatever, I don't know, a few thousand subscribers, a few thousand followers, he talks bullshit and he gets many things wrong. So does Tom Canton. So does Rory talks bollocks. So does Adam Keys. But they're puppets. That's just what they are for Arsenal Football Club and Arteta. And that's what this club's become. So when Mr. Igal's telling everybody there's no chance Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri will walk away from Arsenal, it's the boyhood club. What are you talking about? Well, if you know football, Igal, you'll know that why the fuck would Miles Lewis-Skelly sit on the bench for Arsenal Football Club when he's already been capped for England and scored on his debut, and you think he's just going to let his World Cup chance go, do you? Right. You need to start wising up, pal, and start learning how football works. You've not watched it long enough. Don't even question that because you haven't. And like I've just been saying, Miles Lewis-Skelly has lost his World Cup place. Do you think that's not going to bother him? He's going to be fuming. He's going to be absolutely pissed off that Arteta has wrecked his chance of not going to the World Cup. If he's not going to play him at left back, he hasn't even trialled him in midfield. He was going to play midfield against Wigan, but Calafiori pulled up, obviously with an injury in the warm-up. That can happen. We know that. But not even against Wolverhampton Wanderers or something. When they were bottom at league, Wolverhampton Wanderers, when we played them, I think 13th of December at Emirates, when Wolves had not won a game all season, not won one match all season. They were literally down already. Yes, they've picked up a bit of form. Rob Edwards has got Wolves playing a bit better. We know this. Beating Aston Villa, drawing to Arsenal, beating Liverpool. But at the time when we played Wolverhampton Wanderers, I think it was 13th of December. Well, we played Club Brugge in the Champions League in the week, and then we had Wolverhampton Wanderers that Saturday night, and that would have been a perfect game for someone like Declan Rice or even Norgard, experience, ex-Brentford captain, to play in midfield and say, right, we're going to play Miles Lewis-Skelly alongside you. He's going to play in midfield with you. He's a ball-carrying midfielder. He's strong. He's got close control. He's like Jack Wilshere. Will be like a little ankle biter. He'll get stuck in. He's got good intelligence to his game as a young lad. He's fearless. That would have been a perfect chance for Miles Lewis-Skelly to play midfield with either Zubimendi, Declan Rice, or Norgard. But instead, Mikel Arteta, what would lay in a bath in a life jacket, went and played Zubimendi and Declan Rice in midfield. So there's no excuses for this manager not playing Miles Lewis-Skelly in midfield. It's pathetic. But now we're going to lose him. He will decide what's happening at Arsenal, Miles Lewis-Skelly, even though after just signing a new long-term contract, I think till 2030, he'll be telling Arsenal what's happening in summer. You either play me or I'm going. It's simple as that. And so will Ethan Nwaneri. And it wouldn't surprise me if they end up going together. Like when Petit and Marc Overmars left from Arsenal in 2000 after signing both Petit from Monaco, Marc Overmars from Ajax, signed for Arsenal in 97 by year 2000, who, by the way, only signing for Arsenal playing for Arsenal for 3 years, are club legends. But they both left and both went to Barcelona. So don't be surprised if Miles Lewis-Skelly and even Nwaneri leave Arsenal Football Club in summer, because they will not have this piss taken out of them by this manager. And that's what he does. He's a talent killer, people. He's a talent killer. They keep calling it out, but people think Arteta's one of the best managers in the world. He's the Don. He's not. People relate him to people like Hansi Flick. Hansi Flick, if he wins the La Liga with Barcelona, he's won 5 trophies in 2 seasons. It's like comparing a trainee chef to a sous chef or an head chef. Arteta doesn't even fall in the bracket of a top 5 manager in the world. He's not in Vincent Kompany's league. Arne Slot walked into the Premier League from managing in the Dutch Eredivisie with Feyenoord, Go Red Eagles, AZ Alkmaar, and he won the league straight away and signed only Chiesa. Arteta's not even in the top 10 managers in the world. So when people like Igel and that tell you they are, they lick the arse off Arteta. They suck arses. Tom Canton, he works for Arsenal. He's going to try and brainwash everybody to believe everything he says and wants because he works for Arsenal. He gets it around the Arsenal press conferences, post-match, pre-match, post-match. I hope people start waking up that these people use you. That's why they've got so many followers and subscribers, not because of their knowledge, because they brainwash and lie season after season. This season, they might be wrong. Me and many other people what join my chat, we might be wrong for the first time in 6 years, or we might be right again. We might not win nothing, which would be the biggest embarrassment football's ever seen if we went trophyless this season. Robbie, commenting on Igel and relative frauds, don't bother your energy. We're levels above, sadly. Stat views are a true reflection of true knowledge. Jog 'em on, absolutely, Robbie. Just annoys me sometimes how they think they're the dog's bollocks. Think they're the best. Robbie, Nwaneri and Tierney both told Arteta behind closed doors to fuck himself. Absolute MLS most likely said the same. Absolutely right, should say it. However, got to stay with Arteta now, including me. No way out now. Yeah, I mean, Kieran Tierney took the piss out of him. He should be Arsenal's captain. He should have been Arsenal's captain. Manny, good morning to you, Manny. Welcome to the chat. Morning, Rich. I'm rather worried about today's game because several of our players are now literally running on fumes. Great point, Manny. I just hope we can get the points, but it won't be easy. Absolutely, Manny. Welcome to the chat. And you're right. This is why I keep saying I can't give a score prediction with Arsenal because I don't know what Arsenal's going to turn up. I do not know. Donald Zerung, big up to my guy. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're well. Good to see you again, mate. Any injury news? Martin Odegaard might be fit. I think we're going to be kind of full strength for this. I don't think we've got many injuries at the moment. I'll have a check. Let's have a check in a minute. Robbie, yes, Manny, but the Toffees squad have suffered 10 times more pain and are giving it respectively. Manny, Robbie, I hope you're all right. Big up to everybody in the chat. Manny, so do I. Yeah, we need a true potential champions performance today. Absolutely. We need to go there. Sorry, we need to perform today at our own ground, and let's see a performance where it makes me and probably people like Manny and people in my chat look and think, yeah, we really turned up. We really put a proper, true potential team what's going to win that league performance in today. We were faster, we were stronger, our intensity were there, urgency were there, the way we were passing, fast into feet, we were showing for the ball, every player was showing for each other, they were communicating well, our concentration was full for 90 plus minutes, there was so much freedom in our play. But if we play like we did, and I'm not going to mention all the games because there's too many now, if we play like we did against Wolves home and away, Liverpool home and away, Chelsea away when they had 10 men, then we ain't taking three. We're not going to get 3 points tonight. But if we play like we did against Aston Villa in the second half, we're going to run all over Everton because no one will live with Arsenal when they play like they did against Aston Villa, the second half, Tottenham away, Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, Inter Milan. Nobody will cope with Arsenal because when that switch goes, that attacking switch, it's too much for teams because how much we can defend as well. But we don't see it enough, man. That's the thing. And that's what like Manny's saying. You can't get confidence fully because we've just played Brighton. We scraped. We didn't look like scoring again after Saka scored. We played Bayer Leverkusen. We didn't look like scoring at all. And like I said, Bayer Leverkusen have took the lead in 22 games in all competitions this season before they played Arsenal. Obviously, now it's 23 games has took the lead. Everton have took the lead 20 times in games in all competitions this season and gone on to win 14 of those games, I think it is. So we better be ready today. We better be ready. Manny Igal. Manny Igal is a troll. Absolutely, brother. Worth wasting your energy over. And if and when we fail to win anything, I am picturing him having an induced meltdown. Absolutely. 100%, Manny. You're right. You're right. Sometimes I just think, don't let it bother me, but it bugs me, man. Manny, just subscribe to you, mate, and thank you for welcoming. Big up to you, Manny, and thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much for your sub. Much appreciated. I'm working my way to 800 now, subs. Just what Manny's just said, you know what I mean? We don't make this up. It's facts. We have scraped so many games this season. We haven't been good to watch. We've been really bad. We've put some shambolic performances out. I've done shorts, even at half time, saying what a disgraceful performance from Arsenal in first half. We haven't played good this season, I would say. In any game this season, in any competition, we haven't been brilliant for 90 plus minutes. It's either been after 20 minutes we've woke up, or it's either one half or another half. We haven't been brilliant for 90. That's really bad when you can say, and it's facts, we haven't been brilliant for 90 plus minutes once this season. It's either took us 15 minutes or something to wake up and then we've been good, or we've been good for a first half or a second half. But even in that first half, it took us 15 minutes to wake up. The best performance I can say this season was against Aston Villa at the Emirates. I think it was 30th December, second half. That's it. Now let's have a look at some team news. Let's have a look. I don't think there's. I really don't think there's much, to be honest. I don't think there's a deal. But let's have a look. See what we've got. Let's see if Arsenal's got any players injured. I can't think of. I think Martin Odegaard's even back. To be honest, I'm not sure. Not sure. I'm not sure. Trossard, Odegaard. I think Odegaard's back, which, God. Let's have a look. Well, let's have a look. Sam, let's just see. So this is what we've got. Let's just share it 1 second. There we go. Right. So this is the bit of team news. Injury news. Don't rely on it. It might not be true. You know what I mean? It could change. Of course, it could. So Mikel Arteta has provided several updates ahead of Arsenal's Premier League fixture against Everton today, Saturday, 14th of March, 2026. While the squad is nearing full fitness, that's what I say, we're near enough there for full fitness. Captain Martin Odegaard and Leandro Trossard remain a major doubts for the match. So Odegaard still could make it, which I hope he don't, the weakest captain in football. Now, we know all this. Mikel Merino foot out summer 2026, even though someone on Twitter mentioned that Odegaard's back next month. I mean, where did these people get this crap from? Odegaard, 25%, late March. Yeah, I don't think it. To be honest, I don't see Odegaard playing today. No chance. He might make the bench. Doubt it. He will. Leandro Trossard, unspecified. I struggle to say that word. Doubt, 75%. Ricardo Calafiori, by the way, is the new Tomiyasu, and I would sell this guy straight away in the summer, even though, and I do put my hands up when I get things wrong, I actually said Calafiori is Arsenal's most improved player this season, but he's gone back to Calafiori. Rash tackles, jumping in, daft like a stupid little horse, which, no pun intended because people call him a horse, but he does. He runs around, gallops like an horse again now this season, a bit rash, and he's always injured. He's a Tomiyasu number 2. Get rid of him, get him gone in the summer, sell him, don't waste around, don't end up keeping him. The next minute we get 20 million for him next season. Get him gone. Let's get 40 million from him if we can. Calafiori, available for selection. William Saliba, who people know, my favourite player. Watched all his loans when he went straight back to Saint Etienne. Then he went to Nice. Then he finished at Marseille. William Saliba, ankle fit. Ben White, knee knock fit. Available for selection. So, yeah, man, there we go. Odegaard is struggling with a recurring knee issue and is expected to miss today's game, so he's not going to be there. Right, okay. Since mid-January, though, Arteta remains hopeful of a return before the end of the month. So he probably will be available for the cup final, where it makes a difference if he plays or not anyway. So Mikel Merino remains the only long-term absentee after undergoing foot surgery. He is not expected to return until next season. But yet, a big profile on Twitter said Merino is back next month. So there's your proof. They have to lie to get. That's what they do. They lie to people. So yeah, like I said, we're nearly full strength, guys. That's Merino is our only long-term injury. Let's have a look at. Let's have a look, see if there's any transfer news popping about. It's not going to be today's, but let's have a look, see if there's anything from yesterday. Let's see if there's any rumours flying around anywhere. Let's just see. I don't follow any of these big channels, but I have to look at the channels to get the news, but I don't follow any on them. Let's just have a look who we can look. All right. See, it's too early, isn't it? There's not going to be no rumours knocking around. Like this Livramento rumour that keeps popping up. Let's have a look, see if anything happened yesterday. Is it there? What's worth showing? Yeah, I mean, there's this. This is a bit of positive news with Declan Rice. Let's show you this. This is good news. But will he wait? Will he wait until, obviously, depending if we win the Premier League or the Champions League? So, show you this. Just 1 second. Let me just read the. Thank you very much, Manny. Big up to my guy. Robbie, the narrative is a true reflection of the Toffees' attitude today. Beware, 100%, absolutely, Robbie. Toffees, absolutely. And they will. They'll kick us about. They're not going to be underbelly and be soft. Manny, that's the thing with us, though, Rich. We seem to have a knack of doing well when we make it personal. Villa took the mickey out of us after the loss at Villa Park, and Spurs are just Spurs. That is a great point. Like I said, we lost to Villa at Villa Park, and then they came to Emirates, and in the second half, we were absolutely incredible. It was just an amazing. It was to watch it and see it. It was brilliant, but it's just one half, like I say, Manny, in it, and it took us that to turn up and flick that switch, Manny. But we just can't seem to maintain this attitude. Absolutely, for more games, every game is important, and Arteta is the main person responsible for this poor squad and player management. Brilliant point, Manny. Arteta, keep saying it, mate. He's the biggest problem. He is the biggest problem. Robbie, I'm 62 years old and I'm up for 20 minutes today. I subbed on with Darman. I'm 62 years old and I'm up for 20 minutes today. He subbed on with Darman because Arteta never started Darman. No, that's what I'm saying. I would even trust Max Darman to start over Madueke today, but I know it's not going to happen. It's going to be Madueke. It probably will be even Saka, to be honest. It probably won't drop Saka. It probably will be. It probably will be Madueke. Sorry, Saka today. So just a little bit here. Brazil legend Romario. I remember him. What a striker he was. With Jesus, who hopefully is gone in the summer. Happy birthday, Arsenal goalkeeper Tommy Stepford. Yeah. This is a bit of positive. Arsenal have begun talks with Declan Rice over a new long-term contract. Discussions are described as being at an early stage, but the offer will include a pay increase, of course it will, on his current contract worth a reported £240,000 a week. This is it now. When you've got someone like Kai Havertz on £280,000 a week, you look at Declan Rice and you think you should be well clear at Kai Havertz's wage. If this is what we're doing, he should be on £300,000 a week, more than Kai Havertz. That's what I mean. How stupid can this club be, giving Kai Havertz £280,000 a week? Confirmed, Andy Medley has been appointed referee for Arsenal vs Everton on Saturday. Stuart Atwell is on VAR. Oh, God. On this day in 2013, Arsenal produced a spirited performance to beat Bayern Munich 2-0 away from home. However, we knocked out the UCL away goals. I've just seen Mikel Arteta, and that's when I look at that guy, Santi Cazorla. What a legend. Bjorn Cappy on Instagram. Tough match on a special field for me. Thank you for the support, fans. The battle isn't over yet. Here we are. Here we go, people. Ready? There's your guy. He was fed up at Arsenal, and I knew it would come in. There we go. Ready? Miles Lewis-Skelly's future at Arsenal next season is unclear, and he could be sold or more likely loaned. Yeah, because of this stubborn, smug, arrogant prick, Mikel Arteta. More likely loaned. Lewis Skelly has told Mikel Arteta of his major frustrations at the lack of playing time. What are we doing? Letting these players, these brilliant young wonder kids. Well, not even wonder kids, like bright sparks, Ethan Wanyeri and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Why are we doing this to these guys? They were one of our saviours last season. They were our bright sparks. There wasn't much really to shout about with Arsenal last season, and having Ethan Wanyeri and Miles Lewis-Skelly was fantastic. Mikel Arteta on Trossard's absence. He trained yesterday, but he wasn't comfortable to play. He said he was still feeling something, and you need players at 100% at this level. And stop talking bullshit, Arteta. Stop talking bullshit, because you've ran that many players into ground. Oh my God. You've ran that many players into ground. Oh God, I tell you. He talks like he does everything perfect. Like, he's been running players into ground, and it's like, yeah, we need every player fit. Yeah, we can't run them into ground. We have to be cautious. You've run players into ground, mate. Your man management attributes is absolutely shit. You absolutely destroy players. I mean, the way Arteta talks, I mean, he's never fooled me, and I can see he's never fooled people in the chat. But the way he fools people and all these puppets, what he's got posting things from him, it is an embarrassment to Arsenal. Like, yeah, okay, Mikel, we'll post that for you. We'll make it look good. We'll gaslight it and all this. Making out like he's got to be 100% fit and everything. He kept William Saliba on pitch when he got a little bit of a niggle on his ankle, I think it was, in a warm-up against Liverpool, and he carried on playing. Next minute, he's off. Stop talking absolute shit, Arteta. I can't wait. Honestly, I cannot wait for the day Arteta leaves. How it's going to be, I have no idea. Will it happen? Definitely not going to happen anytime soon, but I cannot wait for the day when he's gone and all these puppets he's got with him no longer want to be part of Arsenal Football Club, because you'll realise that they actually didn't support Arsenal and they've gone and followed wherever Mikel Arteta goes, because we do have some fans in this club what are obsessed with Arteta. What have got an affiliation with Mikel Arteta, and they don't actually care about Arsenal Football Club, the Arsenal. It is all about Arteta for them. I cannot wait for the day till he's out of this club and people can't post things regarding Arsenal if Arteta's not here. And it'll show. You'll see it. You'll be like, wow, where's all these people gone? Where's all these puppets and these fans gone? They don't post about Arsenal no more. No, because it's Arteta who they're fascinated with. Today, I mean, it's going to be tough, people. It's going to be tough. Like I say, the concentration's even lacking, man. The concentration, if you think from last season, 25, to the goals we've conceded to this season, in 26, it's a big difference. It is a big difference. The concentration is showing at times. It's really, really showing. And this can't happen. If we're going to win the league, we have to go and do this today. We need to be sitting. Well, not sitting, but after our game, we need to say, right, before Man City kick off against West Ham, we are 10 points clear right now. Before Man City play West Ham, Arsenal Football Club, we're 10 points clear. We've done our work. We've done our job. We're back in the driving seat. Man City, if you lose tonight, then I will even turn around and say, that's it. To me, it's done. If Man City lose to West Ham and we go and beat Everton, and Man City lose to West Ham, which I don't think they will. I think they'll take all 3 points. Then that to me is just like, yeah, I think you can turn around and say that we're going to win our first Premier League title for the first time in 22 years. I'm glad I've seen 3 Arsenal titles. I really am. Excuse me, but I think if we go 10 points clear tonight and Man City obviously don't beat West Ham, I think that will be it. I think even me, I will turn around and probably say, I just cannot see Arsenal losing 3 games till the end of the season. I can see us losing a game and Man City beating us, but it still won't matter. Many real fans want trophies and not meaningless stats. Absolutely. Yeah, this XG, like what people like Tom Cantor do. Oh, but the XG was good. And, if you look at the XG and the things that what we've done, I mean, we've scored more goals this season than, at this time last season, and I mean, that's a shit impression of Tom Canton, but it's like, who gives a shit about XG? Like what Manny just said. It's all about winning trophies. Stop talking like a fairy. Trophies and trophies and trophies and trophies. If you're not winning trophies, you're not winning. It's simple as that. Real fans want trophies and not meaningless stats and vibes. I wanted to support Arteta after the FA Cup win, but his first 2 full seasons were enough to convince me that he wasn't it. Brilliant point, Manny. Honestly, you've said some really good things there. You've tried to back Arteta. You was on like thinking, yeah, I will back him, and then like, nah, no chance. I'm out. Robbie Lyle, when I become the new Arsenal manager, yeah, Robbie, do it, mate. Do it. Gyökeres, it's time to believe in Max Diamond. It is my guy. Instead of Saka, maybe Saka will refresh his mind. Absolutely, Gyökeres. Agree. Yeah. To me, I would play Max Diamond today over Madueke and Saka, but on my team lineup, I hadn't even bothered putting Max Diamond in because it's not going to happen. Mikel Arteta's not going to do it. He's not going to play Norgard today. It's going to be Declan Rice and Zubimendi. He's not going to play Diamond, and it wouldn't surprise me. I'm about 80% confident Saka plays right wing. Saka will start again. So, I mean, this manager, Storm Steel, good morning, Rich, and the chat. Good morning, Storm Steel. Big up to my guy. Good morning to everybody. Big up to everybody. Hope everybody's well. I will be 2 minutes. Just going to nip to the toilet. Yes, everybody, I'm back. Good morning, Rich and the chat. Storm Steel, big up to my guy. Hope you are well. Man, Saka needs to refresh his entire body. Man is literally dead on his feet with scar tissue for muscle. Manny, that's what I'm saying, mate. He'll be shit scared. It will affect any player. Do you know what I mean? It's to have that kind of injury. It's going to affect any single player. And I keep saying it. Gav Southgate and Arteta has ran him into the ground over the years. I will stick by that. I really do. Not just Arteta, but Gav Southgate as well. They both ran him into the ground and played him when he did not need to play. Blanton Wolves. Do you think we will beat City at Etihad? Welcome to the chat, Blanton. Hope you're well. No, I don't. I don't think we'll beat Man City in the final. and I don't think we'll beat Man City at Etihad. But I believe, like you might have just joined, if Arsenal go 10 points clear tonight, and obviously we do our job and beat Everton, and Man City don't beat West Ham, and let's say they lose, then Arsenal will win the league. But I still think they'll beat us at Etihad, even though it won't matter. And I still think they're going to beat us in the final. I just think they will. I just look at Man City's team and I think they have players on the bench, even Foden, Johnny Stones. They've won trebles. Do you know what I mean? This is not going to faze them. They're not going to be nervous. These guys have won trebles who are even on the bench. And this is why I keep saying, and I've said it, yeah, Arsenal's probably got the best squad in the Premier League. But then when I kept looking at it and thinking, but why have Arsenal got the best squad in the Premier League? Because a lot of these Arsenal players have not even won any trophies in their career. And yet Man City have John Stones, Phil Foden, sometimes, let's say, Bernardo Silva, even though he plays a lot. But just let's say those three are on bench. They've won trebles at Man City. Do you know what I mean? Even Kovacic, who's not played all season for Man City, has won a treble. So when I look at Man City's team, it is full of players what have got over the line and won trophies in the career and for Man City. Obviously, we know Piero Hincapié is an invincible from playing in Bayer Leverkusen, but that is something what people need to start taking consideration when people keep saying Arsenal's got the best squad in Premier League, but have they? Because, excuse me, a lot of these Arsenal players have won nothing in their career. Not even just with Arsenal, they've won nothing in their career. And these Man City players have won multiple trophies. I think Kovacic won Champions League with Real Madrid as well. So, you know, that's a conversation to be had. So, Blanton, no, I don't think we'll beat Man City at Etihad no matter what. I don't think we'll beat them in Cup neither. I think they will beat us in Cup and beat us at Etihad. So, yeah, there's my answer for you, my guy. Hope everybody's good in the chat. Hope everybody's doing well. Please smash the like, subscribe if you can, if you're new to the channel. Oh, what's happened here? No, I don't think I've done something there. Did that. All right, let's show that. Robbie Lyle, Arteta quote, in the moment, in the action, in the moment, in the action, infinity bollocks, the pain, ouch, laugh out loud, medication, time, chaps. Yeah, mate, that's what I'm saying. It's just, well, you know, I love my players. I love my players. I love my players. They're incredible what they do. You know, it's, oh God. Yeah, it's hard to take because we dominated a game. When he says that, dominated it, I'm like, stop talking shit. You didn't dominate it. You didn't pepper the opponent's goal. It didn't hit the post twice. It didn't hit the crossbar. It wasn't cleared off the line. You mean you had more of the ball and did nothing with it? That's what it should be saying. Dominating a team is where you're absolutely owning them, where you just can't score, where you hit the bar, hit the post, clear off at line, smothering him with possession. But he thinks when we just have more at ball, we dominated all game. He just spins things to make it sound good. And obviously he's got all these puppets, what will peddle it out for him. Yeah, Mikel said this. Oh, yeah, it's brilliant. Some of these puppets, if Mikel said it's going to snow tomorrow and it would snow in glitter, these Arteta puppets will believe him. Joe King, good morning, Rich. Good morning, chat. Joe, big up to you, my guy. Hope you are well, brother. Robert Lyle, City will batter us toe-to-toe. Fact, Spurs play City. We crawl under a stone against City. Yep, absolutely. I agree with you, Robert. Blanton Wolves, bro. Blue eye contact. Blue eye? You mean these? If you mean contacts in eyes, absolutely not. No chance. Never wore contacts in my life. I need glasses, though. I'm approaching 40. I'm going to need glasses soon. But if you mean contacts in eyes, absolutely. Absolutely not. Never wore any contacts in my life. I'm going to need glasses soon, though. I know that. I think that's what you mean. Blue eye contact. I don't know if that's what you meant, Blanton, but never had contacts, never wore any contacts in my life, ever. But when it comes to glasses, I'm going to have to wear them soon, I think. Approaching 40, I'm going to have them. Joe King, inferiority complex when we play City. Yeah. Stop Steele, Arteta is a typical cult leader, politician. Yeah, he is. If you ask when Arteta gets asked in his presses and they say something where he gets a bit agitated, he's like that. You can see him like he panics. His face gets tight, and he's like, "I don't." You calling me out? You questioning me? What are you doing? We have a legend in the chat, people. Jez is Arsenal. Morning, Rich and chat. Jez, good to see you in the chat. Morning, my guy. Hope you're well. Big game today, Jez. No excuses. Let's just get our job done. For the time being, let's just stay with 10 points clear, and then let's take it game at a time. But let's just get the freaking job done and leave it to Man City. Let Man City go and do their work. But I will say this, Jez. If we beat Everton tonight and Man City do not beat West Ham at all and West Ham take all 3 points off them, even me, I'm going to put my hands up and say Arsenal's going to win the league. If we go 10 points clear and it stays 10 points clear by end of tonight, let's say by 10:30, I'm going to say that's it. I just can't see Arsenal losing 3 games. I really can't. I could see us losing again, like I mentioned. I think we'll lose to City at Etihad. And we might draw against Newcastle, I think, at Emirates. But if it comes to 3 games lost by end of the season, nah, I don't see that, because our defence can turn up and keep 3 or 4 clean sheets in a row when they really turn up. Or at the moment, we are seeing our defence concentration is really starting to show. We've been complacent. We start conceding stupid goals. So if we win Everton and City don't beat West Ham, to me it's done. I think we can say we're going to win our first Premier League title, Jez, in 22 years, which it's a weird feeling to say. It's even weird saying that we've reached Wembley. Do you know what I mean? It really is weird to even mention that we're at Wembley. It just don't feel right still. Joe King, morning, Jez. Storm Steel, big up Jez Arsenal. Yeah, absolute legend in the house, people. Blayton, 8 games left. How many do we need to win the Champions? If we win tonight, Blayton, if we win tonight, Man City don't beat West Ham, it's done for me. It's over. Joking, not sure I will watch the game today. Arteta's football bores the life out of me. I understand, Joe. I really do. It does. Arteta's took Arsenal's attacking identity away. It's simple as that. He has took Arsenal's attacking identity away because he requires too much defensive work from attacking players. He wants the left wingers, the right wingers, who may ever be on the day, to be 70 to 80% defensive in the game, when a winger should contribute to the striker. Yes, they do have to track back. They have to be up and down. They do. But a winger's job has always been to contribute to the striker, take the burden off the striker and score goals and show 70 to 80% attack to his game. Same as a number 10. Stop making a number 10 be 70 to 80% defensive and let them roam free. Let them bring that creative energy. Let them bring that creative spark. Let them play with freedom. Let them express themselves. Let them pass the ball fast into the attackers, into the wingers, get attacks moving, show intensity, urgency. Stop killing players and taking the talent away. Like Ethan Nwaneri, he probably don't play him, and he's probably, obviously that's why he's on loan at Marseille, because he's not defensive enough. Let these players do what they're good at. Stop taking away something what doesn't need to be taken away. Let Ethan Nwaneri play for Arsenal, express himself, bring that creative spark. He's good on the ball. He's got good control. He'll show a lot of intensity and urgency running at the players. If you give him a chance, he'll pull trigger. He'll drive at players. Stop asking him to be too much defensive, to bring too much defensive side to his game. Stop asking Martinelli to be too defensive. Trossard. Let these players play. And this is why I keep saying, if we had a different manager, we would have seen a different Martinelli over the years, a different Trossard over the years, a different Odegaard, a better Saka. I won't say different, a better Saka. Eze, if he were in this Man City team, he would be purring. He would be shit hot. He would be absolutely brilliant in this Man City team because he would be allowed the freedom nearly every game to go and express himself. But Arteta, like I keep saying, he would lay in a bath in a life jacket. I just keep thinking of that. I just keep thinking of the Arsenal. And obviously, Jez has seen it all. Robbie, like, he's seen everything in the chat. But the David Dein era, I mean, 1983 turns up to Arsenal Football Club, buys 16.6% shares in Arsenal. What a legend. Comes across Arsene Wenger in the cocktail lounge at Highbury in 1989. Arsene's Arsenal. David Dein had the vision. He had the vision of Arsene Wenger being a manager in the future. But it didn't happen in, obviously, 1989 because Arsene Wenger was currently the manager of Monaco. And we just won the league in 89 and George Graham left in 1994. But David Dein, I mean, people, if you do not know David Dein, he is Mr. Arsenal. He is responsible for him and 4 other people inventing the Premier League. He's responsible for finding the Kroenkes, which the bastards took the piss out of him and treated him like shit in 2007, April the 18th, kicking him out of Arsenal Football Club, even though he was the one what needed to. Sorry, he was the one what founded the Kroenkes because we needed financial help after moving from to the Emirates in 2006 with the stadium costing 400 million. He knew Arsenal Football Club needed financial muscle. We needed backing. We needed investment. And that's where he come across the Kroenkes when they dipped the toes in the water in 2007, 2009 with shares. Obviously, they became full owners in 2018. But he knew Arsenal needed help to keep paying players, to keep buying players. He's a legend. He's a footballing icon, legend worldwide. What he's done for the club, like I said, he's part of the other people. Someone from Tottenham, someone from Liverpool, someone from Everton, Greg Dyke, the I think it's FA chairman, part of that group for inventing the Premier League. He's been around every prison in England and Wales, being a motivational speaker, looking at the rehabilitation programs. I mean, what a guy. What a guy. He's responsible for some of the signings, what were made, the top signings, I don't even need to mention them. But obviously Arsene Wenger signing Remy Gard and Patrick Vieira's first signings. I mean, what a guy. What a guy. And like I said, got introduced to Arsene Wenger in 1989. It didn't happen. Arsene then came to Arsenal from being at Grampus in 1996. Arsene, everybody said. And in 2007, April 18th, I just can't get my head around how Arsenal can take the piss out of this guy so much. What a bastard they've been to David Dein, who deserves a statue outside his club. 2007, April 18th, turns up for work. By 5 p.m., his phone were blocked, everything, no longer part of Arsenal Football Club. And yet, from Arsene Wenger and David Dein living across the road from each other, Arsene Wenger goes over to David Dein and says, David, I want to leave Arsenal Football Club. I want to go. Obviously, we knew the friendship was fantastic between them two. And David Dein turned around and said, after being booted out of Arsenal Football Club from buying 16.6% shares in 1983, Arsene, you cannot leave Arsenal. You cannot leave them. They will crumble without you. Arsenal need you. What a legend. What a guy. What a footballing true legend worldwide. It was all over different countries when he was at Arsenal, exploring the scouting networks, everything. And even in that time, when he's just been kicked out of Arsenal football, he turns around to Arsene Wenger and says, you cannot leave Arsenal Football Club. They need you. What a legend. What an absolute footballing legend. That man deserves a statue. And when you look at these pricks, what we've got running this country, some of these MPs, what they haven't done for this country, and they are sirs, David Dein deserves to be a sir for what he has done for the footballing community, globally, worldwide, for Arsenal. And still now, with these prisons, what he's doing. So that I just love telling that. I just loved talking about David Dein. He is Mr. Arsenal for me. Jez is Arsenal joking. Morning, bro. Jez Arsenal, Stormsteel, morning, mate. Jez, big up to my guy. I hope you are well. Jez Arsenal, I agree with you, bro. Absolutely. Joking. I hope Trossard was not in the Weatherspoon again. Absolutely. Robbie Lyle, buenos dias, Jez. Joking. I agree with you, Rich. If any Arsenal fan has never heard of David Dein, the Don Dean, then they are really and not really an Arsenal fan. Yeah, I mean, go and watch his interview. Go and watch that interview, and then you'll realise it was Arsenal. That's you listen to that interview, and it's just it takes you back to when it was the Arsenal. I mean, Jez, Robbie, Lyle in chat, they've seen it all far more than me, but I've been with the 90s with Arsenal. You know, I don't know everything about Arsenal, don't know everything about Arsenal's history, but I know a lot. Some of these, like I said, Egal and that, they're a disgrace to this football club. Oh, history don't matter. Oh, it don't matter. It's all about here and now with them. Get fucked. Absolute wet wipes. They are. There's Arsenal. Robbie Lyle. Morning, mate. Manny, there's Arsenal. Good morning, sir. Hope you're well. Hope everybody's good in the chat. Everybody's doing well. There's Arsenal. Manny, very good morning, mate. Excuse me. Manny, Wenger was wonderful for us, but sadly, he did stay too long, Manny. Wenger did stay too long. I'll actually, 100%, that's facts. Arsene Wenger did stay too long, 100%. Was wonderful for us, but sadly, he stayed for too long. And I agree that David Dein was shabbily treated by the club. Yeah, they took the piss out of him. Absolutely disrespected him big time. Joking. David revolutionised Arsenal and Wenger revolutionised the Premier League. Absolutely. 100%. Jez Arsenal Manny, you are so correct, mate, about David Dein. 100%, Jez. What an interview. It's on YouTube now. It's a fantastic interview. It's with Jake Humphries, who used to present for BT Sport. Chelsea shadowed Dean. Chelsea shadowed Dean Wenger apps like M16. Also, just saying. Manny, Jez Arsenal, thank you, sir. I think we lost a part of our identity, our personality when he left. The beginning of the decadence. Absolutely, 100%, man. Jez Arsenal, so correct. When he left, it was the demise of the club. Absolutely, Jez. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. It's like I said, just telling this story there. I enjoy telling it because to me, that when it was the famous The Arsenal. And at the time, obviously, I don't know when all these came to Arsenal, but obviously David Dein was 1983, brought 16.6% shares. Obviously, Peter Hillwood was there, who was no longer with us. Danny Frisman, obviously, is no longer with us. I don't know if they were all there at that time. I don't think you are. But for me, Arsenal's that pack of six. David Dein, Peter Hillwood, Danny Frisman, Lady Nina Bracewell-Smith, Keith Elderman, and Still, who goes to the Emirates, who's had a lot of roles at Arsenal. He's a secretary at Arsenal at one point. Ken Fryer. It was at Arsenal, I think it was against Leeds, Emirates this season. It's showing you a picture of him in stands. And Ken Fryer, that to me was the six of Arsenal when it was the Arsenal. Now, people like Jez and Robbie in the chat go back further. They can remember a lot more. Of course, they can. But I just love that era. The 90s, just I don't know, there's something about it. There's something about it. To me, with that pack, what I've just mentioned, it were kind of they're real Arsenal people. Now, obviously, things that Lady Nina Bracewell-Smith, apparently a lot of people said she wasn't a very a nice woman. Some people question David Dein, that apparently he he was the one for bringing the Kroenkes to the table in a bad way and that, but he brought the Kroenkes to Arsenal because we needed financial muscle. They needed help. And that's why he got the Kroenkes on our side to invest for us. But the bastards in 2007, from kind of first time dipping the toes in the water, the Kroenkes literally just said to David Dein, get out of our club. Get out. Kind of blocked his, I think they blocked his phone even on that day, everything. How can a football club do that? You know what I mean? It's disgusting. If it weren't for David Dein, we wouldn't be in the financial position what we're in now. Joe King, I had a rumour back in the day that Abramovich originally wanted to buy Arsenal. Not sure how true that is, but it was something I heard. I don't know about that, Joe. I'm not sure. I don't know. That might be true, to be honest. Could be true. But yeah, a big couple of weeks coming up for us. Tonight, we can go 10 points clear. Carabao Cup final, the 22nd of March. This could be... So by 23rd of March, we could say we're out of the Champions League and out of the Carabao Cup by 23rd of March. So that's where it's time will tell now. This is where you will see if Arteta's changed, where in games we need something different. We need a bit of tweak of a bit of a formation where we're looking like we just can't break this team down, whoever it's against. The players need something different. We need a bit of a different formation tweak, maybe 2 up front or something for 15 minutes or whatever. Or these players' mentality can handle it. This is where you're going to see it. This is where you're going to see it. Can they get over the line tonight? Can they put as I keep using it as my personal example, can we play like we did against Aston Villa in the second half, which I think it was on 30th of December, where for me, that's the best we've played all season when we played Aston Villa in second half, when we ran all over them in second half. We wanted the ball more. The players were showing for the ball more. There was so much more intensity, so much urgency. There was freedom in our play. We were expressing ourselves. We were strong in our tackles, everything. But then to list them, which I'm getting fed up of listing them because there's that many. Wolves home, Wolves away, Liverpool home, Liverpool away, Brighton away, we're hanging on, Chelsea away, Forest away. I might have even forgot a couple there. We've been shambolic in a lot of games. But as I know myself from playing football and watching Arsenal over years and watching football for 34 years, teams win games by wins Premier Leagues or titles or cups by winning ugly sometimes, by scraping in games. But if anyone can say it brings confidence to you watching Arsenal that we won't fold, that we won't buckle, we won't capitulate and start winning out all competitions, then you need to really wake up, because what you're seeing, if you think it's convincing the way Arsenal's playing, then you might not have watched football long enough, or you've never kicked a football in your life. Because even like I keep saying, the 97-98 Arsenal team, they was winning by a comfortable margin 8 times in that season. That then allows you to think, right, it's 2-0 at half time. Let's go and get a third goal straight away in the second half. That then can make you think, right, this is a game, what was probably going to be a given anyway, even though no games are given, but we was going to win it. We're 2-0 up. Let's get a third goal in the second half, and then we can rest players. Because, for example, on the following weekend, let's say we've got Chelsea away. So let's rest players for that game. But at the moment, Arsenal's making it really difficult for themselves, and we're making it hard-working games, when at the back end of the season, to be able to rest players when you get a comfortable margin, it helps massively. It helps massively. Like against Brighton away. Yes, it's not the easiest game, But we should have gone there and got the job done and got it done quite early, and then thought, right, let's start resting players, maybe a couple for Bayer Leverkusen. Let's take players off at 60 minutes or something because the job's done. We didn't even look like scoring after Saka scored. Or a perfect example against Wolves at Molineux. We should have wrapped it up by half time. Like I said, the 97-98 Arsenal team had games won near enough, if not obviously won, but they reached a comfortable margin 8 times in that season. That then allows you to go and rest players, to keep players fresh, to think, yeah, we didn't, like we had to bring Eze on against League One, 16th in the table, Mansfield Town. We had to bring Eze on to bring that magic to get us over the line. Eze shouldn't have even played in that game. So this is where you look at Arsenal and you think, if we go on and win a Premier League title this season for the first time in 22 years, I won't be able to remember it and say it was scintillating, it was fantastic, it was brilliant, it was amazing, we were blasting teams to pieces, we made easy work of it. I'll just say we won a league and we won a league. That's all. I can't say. I'll probably say, yeah, I remember Aston Villa second half performance where we were brilliant. I remember the Tottenham home and away where we were brilliant. Maybe it's second half against Tottenham, even after being second half in against Tottenham, not a full game. And I look back and I think I don't remember any game in the Premier League this season where we was brilliant for 90 plus minutes. And that's telling. That's alarming. So we have got away with a lot of things this season. And majority of the time, we've been saved by Gabriel and Saliba, who probably still are the best centre-back pair in world football. But just lately, our concentration is alarming. We're conceding stupid goals where the concentration's dropping, where we're becoming complacent, where we're kind of thinking, yeah, we're not going to concede. It's happened against Man United. It's happened against Crystal Palace in the Cup. It's happened against Wolves in the league. It happened against Bayer Leverkusen. Although Bayer Leverkusen, like I said earlier on, have took the lead before they played Arsenal. They took the lead 22 times this season in all competitions. So they do end up scoring first majority of the time. Like I said, it's now 23 times this season Bayer Leverkusen have took the lead in games in all competitions. Moving on to Everton with that kind of stat as well. Everton have took the lead, I think it's 20 times this season in all competitions, and they've gone on to win 14 of those games in all competitions. So we need to be on it today. We need to show a true performance, what makes you think this is what you want to see from a potential title winning side. We need to be stronger than them. We need to be more ruthless. We need to bring so much intensity, so much urgency. We need to be playing with freedom. We need to be expressing ourselves at time, but also we need to be disciplined and show a true professional performance, and don't let that concentration slip. We need to be focused for 90 plus minutes. And do I trust it with this manager? No, I don't. Because, like I said earlier on, this guy who's the manager of Arsenal Football Club, he's never even been capped by Spain. He's never even played for his international country once. And then he's looking at players like Ethan Nwaneri, who he's took the piss out of, who scores 9 goals in a breakthrough season, which what more can you ask from a lad what will be 19 this month in March? Miles Lewis-Skelly will be 20 in September. What more can you ask from these guys last season? They should have been in this Arsenal squad this season. Ethan Nwaneri has been good enough to even take Saka's place because he scores 9 goals in a breakthrough season in 3 different competitions. And we heard at the start of the season, always hit a brick wall in his wide development. Absolute bullshit. That is just bullshit. Ethan Nwaneri is good enough to play at number 10 for Arsenal and a backup for Saka or take Saka's place. He's fearless. He's got close control. He's fast. He'll drive at defenders. He'll lot of intensity or urgency. He's forward thinking. He wants to cause havoc. If you give him a chance, he'll pull trigger. He'll be ready in box to pounce. And you're telling me that Ethan Nwaneri don't deserve to be in this team? It's absolute bullshit. And we're in fear now of those both going. We might see with Ethan Nwaneri and Miles Lewis-Skelly, we might see the same scenario as Emmanuel Petit signing for Arsenal in '97 from Monaco, Marc Overmars signing for Arsenal from Ajax, both signing in '97, and in 2000 both leaving to go to Barcelona together. Signed in '97 and both left in 2000 and went to sign for Barcelona as a double deal. We might see Miles Lewis-Skelly and Ethan Nwaneri do the same thing if a team approaches both of them, obviously. Because do you think Miles Lewis-Skelly is going to be took for a twat? He's already woke up to Arteta. He just signed him on a new contract and not even playing him. Yes, there was going to be a chance where he was going to play midfield against Wigan, but Calafiori picked up an injury at warm-up, so that stopped Miles Lewis-Skelly playing in midfield. He might have played in midfield against Mansell, but it was suspended. But why didn't he play in midfield against Wolverhampton Wanderers on the 13th of December, I think it is? Instead, Arteta, like he would, lay in a bath in a life jacket. He went with Zubimendi and Declan Rice against, at the time, bottom of the league Wolverhampton Wanderers, who've not won a game all season. Yes, Rob Edwards has got Wolves playing a bit better now. They beat Liverpool, beat Aston Villa, drawn to Arsenal. But why has Miles Lewis-Skelly never been given that chance in midfield? You seen what he was like when he set Martinelli up for the second goal against Atletico Madrid, the way he runs with the ball, how close his control is, how strong he is running with the ball. He's got good ball vision sometimes, not the best, and he's like a little ankle biter, like Jack Wilshere. He'll snap at your ankles, he'll get stuck in, he's physically strong. Why? I just don't get it with this manager at times. He's a talent killer. I don't trust him. I don't like him. I never wanted him in first place. But if he wins the Premier League, then he wins the Premier League. And if he wins the Champions League, I've said this, and people have heard me say it a lot of times, I would even give the guy a statue outside the Emirates. I wish I didn't, and I wouldn't want to, but he deserves it. Now, if you look at David Dein and George Graham, they deserve a statue outside Emirates. But we probably know that's never going to happen. But I would even say Arteta deserves a statue if they go and win the Champions League. Of course he does. It's history made. So that's where I'm at, people. Today, let's just get our job done. Let's get those 10 points on the table, even if it's for a couple of hours or whatever. Let's just do our job. Let's do our job. There's no excuses now. And if Man City don't beat West Ham and West Ham somehow beat them and we beat Everton, I will near enough say 90% the title's over. Arsenal are going to win the Premier League title. Do I think we'll beat Man City Cup? No, I don't. Do I think we'll beat them at Etihad? No, I don't. But at the Etihad, it won't make a difference whatsoever because we'll still end up being champions even if we lose. When we lose, I think we will. I think I'm 90% confident Man City will beat us in the Cup and at Etihad. So that's why we need to get a job done. This is the one where it could be a punch in face because Everton are physical. Like I said, they've gone ahead 20 times this season in all competitions, I think, and gone on to win 14 of those games. So this is where it could be a tricky one. Joking, I heard a rumour back in the day that, seen that one. I don't know if I think I heard something similar. No, joking, I'm not sure though, mate. I don't know if that's true or not though. Robbie, Arsene Wenger was destined for great heights. Will he get bent over like the FIFA predecessors? I cannot confirm or deny, aka corruption manager. Yeah, I mean, you just don't know what's going on with football. You just don't know. That's the thing. And FIFA and UEFA, I always think there's a lot of corruption happening with those two. I really do. There's Arsenal. That is true, but he decided on Chelsea. Absolutely, Jez. Oh, so it's true. I didn't know that. Robbie, I drifted off there, Rich. Then I came back round because I believe you were lining up the Sours final steps to the guillotine. Joking. This is the time to let these players off the lease, Rich. Absolutely. If we were holding back this year, it is now. Time to go full out and savage these remaining games. Great point, Jeb. Yeah, let these players play with freedom, express themselves, and go for it. Joe King, if Gabriel does not win anything with this club, it will be travesty. Absolutely. I absolutely love the guy. Yeah, and I'll tell you something. If we don't win the Premier League this season or Champions League, we're going to lose at least one big player in summer. Now, I don't know who that will be, but not these players need to win trophies. They're not getting any younger, and they want to win trophies. When Declan Rice signed for Arsenal, he made it clear there's no excuse now. We've got to win trophies, big trophies. Joe King, British Arteta at one point was talking about playing for England because, yeah, I heard that. He had never been capped by Spain and had played in England for a set amount of time. That would allow England to cap him. Yeah, I think it was 10 years. I remember that, Joe. I remember that, to be honest. John Wanyeri, Arteta does not develop these young players. Absolutely he doesn't, John. He doesn't. He's a talent killer. He does not develop these players. You're right there, John. Welcome to the chat. He doesn't. He doesn't. Manny, there we go. Let me just make sure for that. Great point, John. He doesn't. He is a talent killer. Manny, joking personally, I'm not too fond of him. Rather boorish attitude. He is a quality defender on his day, though. I like Gabriel. He's no nonsense. He's worthy of a captain, but to me, Declan Rice has to be. I don't want to see Martin Odegaard with that captain's armband. It's an embarrassment. He's the weakest captain in football. When you think of Tony Adams, Patrick Vieira, Thierry Henry, it's a disgrace to have him as a captain. Jez Arsenal, need to get you on my show, Rich. Jez, I would love to sometimes, mate. I've just got a bit of a setup now, better setup. Got a mic, got my desk, got a proper chair. I'm nearly there, Jez, but love to get you. Sorry, I'd love to be on the show, Jez. Love to. Thank you very much for that as well, my guy. I'm going to end this, people, in about 2 minutes, I think. But yes, thank you very much, Jez. I would love to one time, definitely. We'll sort something out with that. Robbie, yes, joking, allies. You know it, should we all night long? This coach, painful as it is, Arteta will never change. No, he's not. That's the thing. That's the thing, Robbie. He's a stubborn, smug, arrogant prick, as I call him. That's what I call Arteta. He really is. He's a talent killer. He's stubborn, and like I said, there's no way this would happen. But it makes you think. With the person Arteta is, does he look at Ethan Wanyeri and think, I've never had a cap for Spain, and yet you've won a European Championship with England already? He must hate it. Miles Lewis-Skelly playing for England, senior team, scoring on his debut. I bet Arteta thinks, wow, they've achieved more than me at international level straight away. I don't know if that's true, but you can imagine Arteta being like that, like hating even his young players. Miles Lewis-Skelly, 20 in September, Ethan Wanyeri, 19 this month. And he looks at them and thinks they've achieved more than me in the international career already. Like, I bet he hates it. And yet the Man City players would look to Pep and talk all day about his Spanish career, his international team, all his trophies he's won as a manager. He's won 18 trophies for Man City already, and Pep is the only manager in the English game to win a treble involving a Premier League, FA Cup and League Cup, a Premier League and both of the English Cups. And he's the second manager only to win the treble, a Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League, because Sir Alex Ferguson obviously was the first. There we go. Right, I'm going to end this after this comment. Manny, top stuff, Rich. Thanks again, welcoming me. Brilliant comments, Manny. Top dog. Honestly, when I say top dog, that means top guy. I just have to say things like that in case some people don't get what we mean. But yeah, some brilliant points, Manny. Welcome to the chat. Hope everybody's good as well. Everybody's been locked in. Top stuff, Rich. Thanks again for welcoming me, and I'll catch you on your next video. Big up again to you and the amazing chat. 2-1 to the Arsenal. Let's hope we get 3 points. Brilliant, Manny. Yeah, absolutely. I won't say a score prediction, but yes, everybody, thank you very much for joining me. Much appreciated. And I'm trialing to do my streams round about this time for a little bit, because I'm off work at the moment until I have this second heart operation / procedure, which is I had the first one on the 27th of February, and it's more complicated than what it was first thought because I have something called ARVT, atrial ventricular reentrant tachycardia. So I need to go back to the hospital maybe in April. I don't know when it'll be, but hopefully, even though when it gets to April, which is next month, it will be 10 years since this ticker / heart problem started. So hopefully I can get it fixed. I thought I would have got it fixed in the first procedure, but I was in surgery for 2.5 hours and they decided it's more complicated than what they first thought. And I need to have like a second procedure / operation in maybe April time. So yeah, 27th of February, having the procedure, and it didn't go to plan. So I've got to go back again, even though I'm in surgery for 2.5 hours. So it's my electrical signals, and I might have multiple pathways and they cause arrhythmias. So yeah, while I'm off work at the moment, I'm going to trial jumping on lives in the morning around 5 or 5 in the morning, maybe for a while, for maybe a few weeks. Let's just see how it goes. But everybody, enjoy the rest of your morning, evening, time, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world. Let's just get this job done, Arsenal. If we mess this up today, we don't deserve Premier League title. And what I mean by that is if we lose to Everton and obviously Man City go and beat West Ham, and then we end up bringing it back to 4 points, that will be a disaster if we do not lose today. If we lose today and Man City beat West Ham and it becomes 4 points by end of tonight, that will be unacceptable. So everybody, thank you very much. Take care. Get that one up, put that one up, and later, Rich, later chat. Big up Joe King. Thank you very much, guy. Yep. Says Arsenal, I know that, mate. Add that at St. Bart's. Oh, you mean with the ticker, Jess? If that's what you mean. Yeah, I'm hoping like it's it's sorted. I really am, because it's been 10 years in April, ongoing. Stopped a lot of things and stuff, but yeah, it's annoying at times. It really is. Loads of hospital stays and A&E visits and that. So I'm hoping you're well, Jez. I'm hoping you're well. But the thing is, I've never smoked. I've never took drugs. I haven't sipped any alcohol for 4 years. So it just shows sometimes, no matter what you do, if that person up there wants to do something, take you or give you bad luck, he's taking you. Or he's going to... It's the way nature works, isn't it? It's the way this world works. It's... Some people are just unlucky. It happens to some people. I mean, I'm a lot more better off than a lot of other people. Some people, are struggling. If they've got a heart issue, I mean, I can walk about, I can get my steps in, etc. But I can't lift weights that much properly. I'm not allowed to run. I'm not allowed to lift heavy. So, yeah, it's got a little bit. It's caused a few complications, but hopefully with this next procedure, which is called an SVT ablation, will be the answer to the problem. Everybody, big up and take care. Yes, Jez, get Rich on one of your shows. Top fella, going to watch a local game today. Thank you very much, Robbie. And big up, like I said, to everybody. Thank you very much for joining the chat. Take care, everyone. We need a performance, a true professional performance today.